Welcome back to the FAQ Shack, the show where we tackle your most burning questions. Today, we're diving deep into a topic we've gotten a ton of requests for, especially after that new TV series dropped. We're talking about one of the most recognizable faces in all of gaming. Who exactly is Vault-Boy?
And this question from Wasteland Wanderer 97 really sums it up perfectly. What is his deal? It's an excellent question, and we're going to break it all down. And hey, if you've got a topic you're dying to have explained, you know what to do. Drop it in the comments below.
Okay, let's get right into it. To really understand Vault-Boy, we've got to clear up the #1 biggest point of confusion about him. And honestly, it's a mix-up that's been happening since the very first games.
A lot of people, and I mean a lot, get him confused with this other guy, Pip-Boy. But as you can see, they're two totally separate characters. Vault-Boy is the happy-go-lucky face of the Vault-Tec Corporation. Pip-Boy, on the other hand, is the mascot for that wrist-mounted computer made by a whole different company, Robco.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. We've got it straight from the horse's mouth. His creator, Leonard Boyarsky, said it himself. The whole idea for Vault-Boy was to feel like the cards from the game Monopoly. And that, of course, points to another very famous mascot.
Right, rich Uncle Pennybags. But this is where it gets really interesting, because it wasn't just one thing. His design is this wild mix of the friendly corporate face of the Monopoly Man and the, well, kind of creepy, cheerful propaganda from those 1950s duck and cover films. It's the perfect recipe of sunny optimism and deep, deep nuclear paranoia.
And you know, his look wasn't just set in stone from day one. He's actually evolved quite a bit. After Tremel Ray Isaac gave him that final look for the first game, he got a bit of a makeover for Fallout 3. Natalia Smirnova made him a little stouter with beadier eyes. But then for New Vegas, artist Brian Menza brought him right back to that classic style we all know. So we know where he came from, but here's the most important piece of the puzzle. In the world of Fallout, Vault-Boy isn't just some cute character on a lunchbox. Oh no, here's a propaganda tool for a deeply, deeply sinister company.
See, on the surface, Vault-Tec sold themselves as the saviors of mankind, right? They promised to keep everyone safe from the nuclear apocalypse in their high-tech shelters. But it was all a monstrous lie. Most of the vaults were actually twisted, unethical social experiments. And Vault-Boy? He was the smarling, trustworthy mask they used to hide the horror.
His entire reason for existing was to beam out this relentless positivity. That smile was carefully designed to look you in the eye and say, hey, don't you worry about a thing. Everything is going to be just fine down here in your new home. Vault-Tec's got your back. And this is where the dark humor of Fallout just shines. Just look at the perk icons in the games. Vault-Boy is getting dismembered, he's getting irradiated, he's facing all kinds of horrific stuff, and through it all, he's still got that same wide, happy grin. It's this perfect little joke that shows you exactly how much Vault-Tec actually cared about people.
Now, if you've seen the show, you know it just dropped a massive new piece of lore on us. It turns out there was a real person behind the smile, at least at first. A pre-war actor named Cooper Howard was the original face for Vault-Tec's ads, before they created the animated Vault-Boy to replace him.
And bringing Cooper Howard into the story is so cool because it ties directly into one of the oldest, most persistent fan theories about Vault-Boy. This brings us perfectly to our listener mailbag, and a question about that famous thumbs-up pose. You probably heard this one, right? The theory goes that if you hold your thumb out at arm's length after a nuclear blast, and the mushroom cloud is bigger than your thumb, you're toast. But if it's smaller, you're in a safe zone. So the big question is it true?
Well, the short answer, straight from the original game creators, is nope, not even a little bit. They've been very clear that it's just meant to be a gesture of his can-do attitude. You know, everything's A-okay, even when it's really not. But what the TV show did was so clever, it gave a huge nod to the fan theory, having Cooper Howard teach that very trick to his daughter. It's a fantastic and kind of tragic little Easter egg. Okay, so we've covered his origin and his dark, in-world purpose. But that still doesn't quite explain how this creepy corporate mascot managed to become one of the most famous faces in gaming history. I mean, his impact is absolutely undeniable. Get this, in 2017, Time magazine ranked Vault-Boy as the third most influential video game character of all time. Third, that is a staggering achievement for a character who's technically just an ad.
And his fame is just exploded, way beyond the wasteland. He pops up everywhere. He's a bobblehead in Rage, a toy in Doom,
a costume in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. He's in Fortnite. He's become this universal symbol for gaming, instantly recognizable even to people who've never set foot in a vault.
And I think this quote just hits the nail on the head. He's the perfect symbol for the whole series. He's this cheerful ghost from a supposedly perfect past, just smiling blankly at the absolute disaster of the present.
So, at the end of the day, Vault Boy is so much more than a mascot. He's this incredibly complex symbol of optimism, denial, and corporate evil, all wrapped up in one big, friendly smile. It kind of makes you wonder, what uncomfortable truths are we hiding behind our own cheerful smiles? Thanks for joining us at the FAQ Shack.